3, 2, 1, and liftoff. The rise of Starliner and a new era in human spaceflight.
SpaceX's main competitor Boeing is planning for their second orbital flight test with its CS-300 Starliner. Earlier, it was expected to be on 2nd of April 2021. But with considering the current situation, the flight tests are expected to be delayed further. Their first operational flight test did not went as expected due to some technical issues in the operating software. In its first flight test, an unmanned capsule was supposed to dock to International Space Station. But even though it was launched smoothly, the Starliner went into a different orbit due to miscalculations in the flight computer. As it was an unmanned flight, there was no harms involved in it. But if this second orbital flight test went successful, then astronauts Sunita Williams, Cassada, and Jeanette Epps are expected to fly in Boeing's first ever crew mission to International Space Station in December 2021. But first, we are Science Today, and if you enjoy science content, then your subscription will be very much appreciated. As mentioned, Boeing's unmanned capsule had to return back to Earth as it couldn't dock to ISS properly. The mission, which was supposed to be lasting for a week, got concluded just in 2 days. The capsule entered back into Earth's atmosphere with its airbag balloons inflated around it and its parachute open to minimize the impact. And when it landed back in the Mexico desert, NASA announced she's home. Well, this was an unmanned flight. But now imagine this happening with a crew. It would have been much worse if the crew had to return back to Earth from space as its flight computer malfunctioned. This sort of gives us an idea about how critical these missions really are. We are talking about sending astronauts to space from a private capsule when many nations couldn't even launch satellites into orbit. But this time, Boeing have confirmed that their new software has passed all the NASA tests and they are all set for its second flight test. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine have already clarified that there are no life risks involved. But it will be very interesting to see how the second flight test will go. Boeing has announced that Indian-originated Sunita Williams will be their first astronaut, later adding Cassada and Jeanette Epps to their list to fly with Boeing Starliner. It will be very interesting to see how these two companies will try to fight each other for government contracts. SpaceX have already secured government contracts and it's much ahead in terms of reusability. But Boeing is also catching up very, very quickly. This American space race is not just limited between these two companies, but companies like Blue Origin and Dynetics are also competing with SpaceX for developing Human Landing Systems or HLS for NASA's return to Moon in 2024. So what do you think? Who will come out as a winner in this commercial space race? This race is always good for the faster growth, but which one is your favorite company amongst all? Tell us your answers in the comment section. And if you really enjoyed this video, just press on that like button. And if you want more such exciting content, just subscribe to the channel. With this, see you in the next one.